Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have a brand new product to test, a new shaft for the hybrid section of the wall.
Exciting, very much anticipated. The driver shaft Nemesys was so good.
Yeah.
Tons of buzz about it, and I think people loved the video, and I think tons of people came in for a fit looking to at least try it.
Probably the coolest graphic in the wall. I mean, even just as you're holding that there, I see the Nemesys sort of character on the other side, the green eyes, and I love what Victor's doing with this lineup. The villain, the Nemesys, this kind of lineup.
It's cool.
It's really, really cool. But there's a little bit more substance to the shafts than just cool graphics and artwork. That's part and parcel of the aftermarket shaft world these days. But ultimately, they have to perform.
Definitely.
And that's what we saw with the Nemesys line when we first tested it.
It really did. Yeah, I think the counterbalancing was very interesting. It was the most counterbalanced thing we had tried.
It was.
Is it still? I think it's still.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
By far.
Yeah.
So I think my curiosity with the hybrid is I don't quite understand as well the advantage of counterbalance with a hybrid as I did with a driver. So maybe you can kind of take us through, like, why would you want that? I
mean, for a lot of the same purposes. So say you have a taller golfer, perhaps somebody who maybe used to play in their clubs over length or something like that, or there's been some adjustments to the head, weight, something like that, just to offset it. Just a fitting tool for us. If somebody's feeling like that it's a little head heavy, or they're struggling to maybe kind of get the head to kind of catch up, square up, just be in the right place at the right time. I'm always reluctant to say that counterbalancing does any one thing. I've heard in the past people say, oh, go counterbalance, it'll take away a hook. I've heard people say, oh, go counterbalance because it'll help the head catch up with the handle.
Right.
Well, which is it? The reality is, for two different people, it will do different things. It's not a one-dimensional functionality. It'll have different benefits for different people. The one thing I'll say with this shaft already, and we've just done the raw measurements of it over there, when it comes to shafts out with the 46-inch blank that a driver shaft comes at, and as a fairway wood shaft is as well, what most people don't realise, a fairway wood is a shaft in its raw form. It just gets cut to length. Most of them, when it comes to a hybrid shaft that say they're high balance point, it is more marketing than it is substance, than it is true facts. This is, if the driver shaft was the most counterbalanced, this is the most counterbalanced by a long way.
Crazy. And
we've seen that with the shaft we tested not that long ago. There was a couple of different versions, and we put them on the swing weight scale and went, well, that's not really any different.
No, it was like less than half a point.
It was nothing.
In swing weight.
It was next to nothing.
This is at least, what, 4 swing weight points?
Yeah, 3 to 4.
Which is extremely significant.
At that length, that's
At that length, it's a ton.
Yeah. So I'm really interested to test it and try it. It's a 90-gram X-Flex.
Right. Nice weight.
Yeah. The Nemesys profile is a very, very stable profile. So definitely something that maybe not the Ventus Black type of player.
Okay.
But someone who's maybe Ventus Blue.
Right.
That type of tempo and speed and release pattern would be a good Nemesys.
Because we tested the blue 9X of the Ventus.
True.
So I'd be curious if this is close.
That's a great point.
Not exactly the same head, but close enough, right? And the swing weight will be drastically different. So we'll see how that actually affects the golf swing.
It'll be interesting. Okay.
All right.
Let's hit a couple with this from Natty Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work.
That will work to start.
That will work.
Jeez.
8th hole at Oakmont, seriously demanding golf hole. We always talk about it. It tends to be a go-to for us in these tests because really, if you can hold up when you've got a 257-yard par 3, if you can, hit it on the green or you're thereabouts, it's very, very good.
It's a good test of accuracy and distance. I think that's why we keep doing it. Like a hybrid can't go short of the target.
Yeah.
We need it to go the right distance, but it also needs to have pretty good dispersion to be functional.
Yeah, and stopping power, it needs to have that kind of nice balance. And looking at those numbers there, interesting, that's a little more spin than I'm used to seeing for you, but the launch angle was down a little bit, so fractionally low in the head, but really good numbers. Is that more of a fade swing?
Just trying to neutralize it a bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's nice. I like the shape of it. Just the start line was a little right, but I
It
like
doesn't suit a draw this hole, does it? It just doesn't.
No,
I'm trying to fight it.
It's kind of a nice little slightly held off fade. Is
It's nice.
yeah, lovely, lovely shape.
A couple more and I can sort of just tell you what this feels like. It is reminding me of the driver shaft so far. It feels a lot like it.
Stable, but not overly stiff.
It feels very stable down here.
Does it?
But you've got lots of feel under your hands.
Interesting.
That's what I remember liking about Nemesys, is I think it acts stiff, but it doesn't feel stiff because I'm assuming the top section relatively is not too kind of lacking in feel.
Yeah, I mean, if we think back to the Nemesys and who it was good for, remember, it was good for you. Great for Big Al.
Great for Big Al.
Great for Big Al when we fit him into the sim. Hit a 75X was unbelievable for him. So it just shows you the versatility of the profile. It's, he's probably around 125-ish speed.
Definitely.
I mean, he certainly can crank it, and he's a loader as well.
Very quick transition,
boot. So yeah, it's very stable.
That's better.
That's nice. Oh, be a one.
Get up there. Oh. Yeah, it feels very solid.
Can you compare it to the blue of last week?
No.
Different.
No, definitely
Doesn't feel the same.
No. I think this has way more feel in your hands and midsection of the shaft than the blue does.
Interesting.
The blue, I think, is just kind of like smooth overall, but stable. This, to me, has more like distinct sections that kind of like light up for you when you're hitting it a bit. It's nice. It's funny that like a club that you're hitting off the ground, it could still suit that. Because like with the driver, it was very kind of a specific feel, hitting it up off a high tee.
Yeah.
It still seems to like strike pattern wise be quite good and for picking the ball off the turf too. But it doesn't feel like that Ventus really, no. I would say they're pretty different.
So good.
Ball's definitely starting online quite a bit. Oh yeah, great.
Strawberry.
That's what would happen, right? Yeah, like
Very stable.
Yeah, not the best swing and not the best strike, but it's kind of given me a lot of good results. It feels quite easy to swing, this one. Kind of feel like I can just sort of smooth it.
Yeah, so I think obviously at the weight category and not talk to Victor yet about extension of the line from a weight perspective. He already has other weights in the line. Drago is down at 65. Slay and Rajan are at 85.
Right.
So this is in the sort of, this is designed for the stronger player.
Intended for that, and that's why the weight is higher.
Definitely.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, coming soon. I would imagine at this point now, with the way things are, we may see it late this year. Might get held off to an early 2021, but certainly look out for it to be on our shaft wall very soon.
Yeah.
As a nice extension to an already super popular lineup for us.
I think it'll be one to watch. I'm sure this won't be the last time we test it.
Yeah.
I'd like to throw it in new hybrids as they come out also. There is something different to it because it really does change the balance of the club versus what the hybrids we normally test feel a certain way, and it feels quite a bit different. Yeah. So
I think, with for players who maybe you have to even go, and we're talking going longer, but even going shorter for players who are trying to turn a hybrid into more of an iron-like club without the burden of swing weight, without that low CG where swing weight ends up high, that sort of thing. Just interesting grip choices. Somebody who might like a lighter grip choice, which raises the swing weight.
Good
I know we tell people not to get too hung up in swing weight, but when you put the 3 parts that influence the system to combine into a total swing weight, head, shaft, grip, it's just great to have parts like this.
For sure.
To be able to balance the thing out.
Well, you'll see a player come in and their characteristics, you'll just be thinking, actually, you know what, based on the grip and head this person's going to use, I might try that shaft. And obviously the bend profile still has to work.
Yeah. But
it's in your mind that those components will actually work out quite nicely.
Definitely. You give someone a nice stable shaft, whatever one of the profiles we've got, and the player goes, it just feels a little heavy, feels like I'm struggling a little bit, feels like I've got, I'm having to work hard. Enter the Nemesys. That's
the lightest feeling 90-gram shaft I've tried. It feels light because of the swing weight of it.
And I always find that hybrids are in such a no man's land when it comes to weight, because you can give someone a 100-gram iron shaft and then go, it feels nice and light. Give them an 85-gram hybrid shaft, they go, that's heavy.
It's true.
I get that all the time, and it doesn't kind of almost make sense, or it doesn't doesn't make the kind of natural progression sense in the natural progression. So I think it just as another option for us and for you guys ultimately, it makes a ton of sense, Matty.
Yeah, I'll be curious once you get it in some fits to see how people react to it, but I think it'll be drastically different than what someone's felt, and it may just be exactly kind of the feel you're looking for.
Yeah. Okay, we're excited about that one for sure. Another kind of add-on to our wall. It doesn't stop, does it? There's always new products coming in. Some of the shafts we've actually been testing recently that have made their way onto the wall, Graphite Design HD, those types of ones. They've actually went on the wall and been doing great.
Good.
So it's nice to see, and I expect this to be very, very similar with Nemesys Hybrid.
Nice.
Okay, guys, stay tuned for more product arriving all the time right now. I know we're back end of the season, but it just seems we have this kind of spring launch and fall launch now, which is great, and great for you guys to see what's new and what's coming for new options in the bag. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.